On May 20th, 2024, in Jiangzhou City, everything changed. Just like in MMORPG games and Manhwa, a massive purple portal opened in the sky. A blaring emergency broadcast followed. A space rift had appeared above Jiangzhou. From the swirling vortex, monsters poured out and began attacking the citizens. In response, a powerful human force appeared, resembling something straight out of the Avengers. They were the 3rd Division of the Korean Defense Force, known to the public as Hunters. These elite warriors possessed supernatural powers such as super strength, speed, and elemental control. The Hunters swiftly engaged the monsters in battle. At first, the tide favored humanity. The Hunters were dominating. But the battlefield shifted when a gold-tier monster emerged, the Wolf King of the 6-eared wolf tribe. After slaying one of the top hunters, the beast surveyed the battlefield with contempt and growled, "These insignificant humans still dare resist? Wiping you out is only a matter of time." It then leapt into the fray, slaughtering soldiers like ants. Nothing survived its claws. The hunter's leader stood frozen. "A gold-tier beast? Is this a high-level portal?" she asked in disbelief. The Wolf King laughed darkly. "Too late for you to understand now." Just as the two sides prepared for a fatal clash, a figure appeared at lightning speed. It was Mr. Wenyuan, a high-ranking officer. He told the 3rd Division's leader to fall back and handle the others. He would take care of the Wolf King himself. The hunters, reinvigorated by his presence, regrouped, while Mr. Wenyuan and the Wolf King began their fierce duel. Later, the 3rd Division's leader returned to headquarters to report. She informed her superior that with Mr. Wenyuan's intervention, the invasion of the 6-eared demon wolf tribe was successfully repelled. While her superior praised her, he couldn't hide his concern. This is already the 6th rift in the past 10 years, and it's only a C-class. At this rate, Jiangzhou won't hold for much longer. Despite the situation, an official announcement was made. Starting this year, Wuda Martial Academy would exempt awakened individuals from cultural exams. Additionally, the academic admission score for martial artists would be cut in half. The 3rd Division leader was assigned to visit the academy and oversee progress. Meanwhile, at Wuda Martial School, the bell rang and the first class of the day was dismissed. One student noticed his friend daydreaming and said, "Hey, why weren't you paying attention again? If you mess up your exams, you won't get into Wuda Academy. That'd be embarrassing." The daydreamer simply grinned. Wouldn't it be amazing to sit next to a beauty like Lin Yanran? Indeed, Lin Yanran, the most admired girl in the academy, was the focus of everyone's attention, but strangely, her gaze was fixed only on the boy next to her, Subai. With a gentle smile, she leaned closer and asked, "Graduation is coming up soon. Are you going to apply for the Literary Academy or Wuda?" Subai, still engrossed in a book, responded thoughtfully, "I don't know. My grades are just average, and honestly, in these chaotic times, what's the point of learning advanced math or foreign languages? But if I apply to Wuda, my family can't afford the supplements. Plus, I don't have any special abilities or talents." A hint of frustration flickered in his eyes. "Since I've been transported to another world, shouldn't some sort of fate-altering opportunity or awakened system appear by now?" Yes, Subai wasn't from this world. He had transmigrated here 17 years ago. Yanran, sensing his frustration, offered gently, "Why not apply with me to the Literary Academy? I can guarantee your admission." Subai blinked. "Keep your voice down," she whispered. Just then, a glowing system window appeared in front of Subai's eyes, visible only to him. He stared, stunned. It displayed his status panel. Species Ordinary, Initial Stage, Level 18, Age 18, Physique Quatre, Agility 5, Mental Strength, Trait, Trainer, can contract and train living beings. Talent, Evolution, allows infinite evolution of contracted trainees. Feedback from trainees strengthens the host. The system categorized power levels as Ordinary, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Platinum, Diamond, Lord Tier, Mid-Tier, Divine, each with initial, intermediate, and advanced stages. Seeing this, Subai realized this was the system he'd been waiting for. Yanran noticed him staring into space and asked if he was okay. Subai quickly grabbed her hand and said he was fine. She blushed while the entire class erupted in jealousy. "Get your filthy hands off our goddess," one furious classmate shouted. "You're already sitting next to her and still not satisfied?" Another guy stormed toward him, ready to attack, but a stunning female teacher intervened. With just a few words, she silenced the room. "I have good news. Starting this year, Jiangzhou Martial Academy has announced that awakened individuals can enroll directly. No cultural exams required. Those with martial artist physiques will also have reduced academic requirements. The classroom exploded with cheers. Everyone was thrilled. They had a real shot at Wuda now. As the class ended, the teacher called for students who had awakened powers or martial foundations to register in her office. Subai, still processing everything, thought, "This is getting interesting. I just got my system, and now I'm exempt from exams too?" Yanran watched him quietly, wondering, is he really thinking about applying to Wuda now? That evening, Subai walked home. On the surface, he looked like any ordinary high schooler, but deep down, he was anything but ordinary. 17 years ago, he had transmigrated into this strange world. In this world's history, on September 18, 1906, the first massive space rift appeared in the sky. From it emerged countless ferocious beasts. Armies around the world fought back fiercely, and it took 3 months just to wipe out the initial wave. However, as long as the rifts remained, new waves of alien beasts continued to emerge periodically. To counter this threat, humanity formed death squads and began sending them into the rifts to explore what lay beyond. What they discovered was astonishing, a vast and boundless land hidden behind the portals. In order to stop the endless flow of beasts at its source, militaries across the globe began constructing fortified bases inside the sky rifts. Thus, a new era for humanity officially began. On March 6, 1907, the second sky rift appeared. On May 7, the third. Soon came the fourth, then the fifth. Over the next century, the number of rifts increased rapidly, their appearances becoming more frequent. Eventually, rifts spread across the entire world, and each one was found to harbor a different species of alien beasts. Scientists named the mysterious terrain beyond the portals the battlefield of 10,000 races. Simultaneously, Earth's spiritual energy began to recover. Humans gradually started awakening martial abilities and supernatural powers. As battles intensified, conventional weapons proved less effective, while awakened individuals grew increasingly powerful. Eventually, these awakened warriors replaced traditional arms as humanity's primary defense force. The war between humanity and the 10,000 races continues to this day. From the ongoing reforms at Zhangzhou Martial Academy, Subai could tell just how dire the situation had become. Clenching his fists, he muttered to himself, "Since I now have a system, I might as well use it to protect my family in this chaotic world." Subai knew the fastest way to grow stronger was through a military-backed martial academy. Fortunately for him, he had awakened the trainer ability, and with just one contracted beast, he could gain admission into Wuda Academy without having to take the entrance exam. With this in mind, he returned home. Step 1. Get into Wuda. He looked at his savings. 2,000 yuan he had painstakingly saved over the years, and hoped it would be enough. Soon after, he entered a local beast shop. To his surprise, his system didn't respond at all. Strange, he thought. Didn't it say it would automatically detect a suitable beast? A female staff member greeted him. "Welcome. How can I help you?" "I'm a beast trainer," Subai explained. "What kind of beasts do you have?" She pointed to a sleek black cat in a glass enclosure. "This one is fairly ordinary but expensive. It has the bloodline of a nether cat and can easily reach silver rank. It's 36,000 yuan. Subai's jaw dropped. 36,000? For a cat? Next, she showed him a 4-eared dog. This one has 6-eared demon wolf blood. It's priced at 33,000. Beast after beast was shown to him, each with an even higher price tag than the last. The staff member eventually turned and asked, "So which one do you think suits you best?" But when she looked around, Subai was already gone. He had quietly slipped out, muttering in frustration, "Are they robbing people? Just a little beast bloodline and they're charging this much? And where's my system? Isn't there anything suitable for me?" Disappointed, Subai returned home. But as soon as he stepped inside, a system notification popped up. "Detected suitable beginner taming creature, little turtle. Would you like to tame it?" Subai was stunned. The system finally responded. He turned toward his father's pet turtle, wondering, could it be talking about that? Instantly, the turtle's status appeared before him. Name: Little Turtle. Level: Common. Initial stage: Bloodline: traces of Xuanwu turtle. Stats: Constitution 2, Defense 2, Spirit 2, Speed 2. Ability: Turtle Shell Defense. Evolution: Method: Eating. Potential: Infinite growth, capable of eventually slaying gods. Subai's eyes widened. Xuanwu bloodline? Now that's more like it. How much would this be worth? I'm not selling it. No matter what. His joy, however, was short-lived. Due to all the noise he was making, his sister Su Xia came out of her room and glared at him. "Subai, What are you doing with little 8? That's Dad's treasure. Startled, Subai quickly let go of the turtle. But the moment it was free, the turtle leapt into a grocery bag and devoured all the food inside in seconds. Both Subai and Susha were shocked. Didn't we just feed it this morning? Susha asked. Subai remembered the system's notification. Its evolution method was eating. That explained its sudden gluttony. I'm going to get it more food, he said, rushing out. Half an hour later, their parents returned home, only to find the house in total chaos. Were we robbed? His mother exclaimed. The entire kitchen had been stripped clean. Little 8, now insanely fast, was chasing Susha around the house for her last snack. Can turtles even run this fast? His father shouted. Subai quickly explained what had happened, but the house was in shambles. He thought to himself, Mom and Dad already have it tough. I'd better not tell them little 8 is a bottomless pit. He decided to handle it himself. Later that night, little 8 finally stopped after consuming every edible thing in the house. Susia scolded it furiously, but before she could finish, a massive robotic form emerged from the turtle's body. Subai was speechless. Is this glutton finally full? Or is it awakening its bloodline? The next day, although the turtle's massive transformation faded, its appetite had only increased. Still, its Xuanwu bloodline hadn't fully awakened. That's why Subai found himself back at the pet shop. This time, when the staff saw him, she asked, Have you decided on a beast? Subai shook his head. I'm not here to buy anything. I'm here to sell. He leaned in and said, I have exotic beast blood. Do you buy that? The staff member blinked in shock. You have what? One of the other customers overheard the words beast blood and quickly excused himself. That man turned out to be the shop owner. Leave this to me, he told the staff. Go handle something else. He approached Subai calmly. Young man, come sit. You say you have exotic beast blood? Would you mind letting me examine it? Subai nodded and handed over a vial. The moment the man smelled it, his eyes widened. This is real exotic beast blood, and high quality too. He turned to Subai. How much do you want for it? Subai thought for a moment. It had taken so much effort to draw even that small amount of blood from little 8. Surely it had to be worth at least $100. Just as Subai was about to say $100, the shop owner surprised him with an offer. How about $1,000? Subai's eyes widened. What? $1,000? The shop owner misread Subai's shocked reaction and assumed he was dissatisfied with the price. Thinking Subai knew the true worth of the exotic beast blood, the man chuckled awkwardly. Just kidding. For something of this quality, it's worth at least $10,000. What? Subai nearly shouted. $10,000? Again, the shop owner misunderstood, assuming the young man still wasn't satisfied. All right. How about 15,000? He quickly added. Subai covered his mouth to hide his growing smile. Who would have guessed that little turtle's blood was worth this much? I can barely keep myself from grinning. Turning away to compose himself, Subai nodded and said calmly, Fine. It's a deal. If I didn't need the money, I wouldn't sell it at all. After completing the transaction, Subai exited the shop with a skip in his step. The shop owner even came out personally to see him off. Take care, young friend. If you come across any more valuable goods, you're always welcome here. Subai glanced at his updated balance and felt a wave of satisfaction. $15,000. Just like that, little turtle, you've really earned your keep today. While walking down the street, his phone rang. It was his teacher, Ms. Lieutenant. Subai, the results for the Cultural Studies exam have just been released. There's also an important announcement from the school. Please come in this afternoon and complete your application form, and don't be late. Subai tried to ask about the announcement, but the call dropped. Not because she ignored him, but because of his ancient phone's terrible signal again. As he looked down at the screen, he unknowingly wandered into an alleyway. Suddenly, a system alert popped up in front of his eyes. Warning, 3 individuals with hostile intent detected within 10 meters. Be cautious. Enemy 1, beginner cultivator. Enemy 2, ordinary human. Enemy 3, ordinary human. Subai spun around and saw 3 men with weapons behind him. He'd been targeted. The leader was none other than the man he had seen earlier at the exotic beast shop, someone who had clearly overheard his deal. Hand over your things, the thug growled. Judging by the shop owner's reaction, you must be carrying something valuable. Subai clenched his fists, fuming. Why am I always so unlucky? I didn't go in there to buy anything, Subai said. I sold something, that's all. But he had no intention of handing over his money. The enemy leader was only a beginner-level cultivator. He might stand a chance, Subai said aloud. I'll hand it over. He reached into his bag and pulled out Little Turtle, whispering, retract into your shell. Little Turtle immediately obeyed. Then, with a quick motion, Subai hurled it like a rock at the thug leader. The man raised his baseball bat to block and screamed, "You little brat!" Before he could strike back, Subai moved swiftly and kicked the thug square in the groin. The man collapsed to the ground, howling in agony. The other two thugs froze for a second, then shouted in rage, "How dare you touch our boss!" They charged at Subai, but he didn't back down. "Turtle, latch onto my hand." Little Turtle attached itself to Subai's fist like a gauntlet. With one powerful punch, Subai sent the first thug flying across the alley. He turned and smashed the third thug's face into the ground, knocking him out cold. The thug leader struggled to stand, clutching himself in pain. I'm gonna kill you," Subai calmly said. "Turtle, shell mode." Little Turtle tucked into its shell, and with a powerful throw, Subai launched it at the thug leader like a cannonball. The man was knocked out instantly. Subai dusted himself off, picked up his bag, and glared at the downed group. "Next time, think twice before messing with me." But just as he turned to leave, he noticed Little Turtle sniffing around the fallen leader. "Hey, what are you doing?" Subai rushed forward. Little Turtle had found a mysterious bottle and had already started drinking from it. "Wait, what are you eating now?" Subai snatched the bottle and examined it. To his shock, it was a chi blood potion, a rare elixir worth tens of thousands of dollars. Suddenly, Little Turtle began to tremble and glow. "Wait, what? This amount should take a cultivator an entire month to absorb, and it drank all of it?" Subai panicked. Can Little Turtle even handle this much? But before he could worry too much, his own body also started glowing. A surge of energy coursed through him. He felt stronger, sharper than ever. Opening his system window, Subai stared in disbelief. Level: Mid-stage Ordinary Hunter. Constitution 16. Base Attribute 10. Inherited from Tamed Beast +6. Talent unlocked: Evolution. The Tamer system displayed more information about Subai's new abilities. Tamed Beast, Unlimited Evolution. No upper limit to grade. Inherits a portion of the tamed beast's attributes and talents. The higher the beast's grade, the greater the inheritance. The system also showed that Subai had acquired a second talent. Talent: Turtle Skin Defense. Consumes a portion of the host's physical energy. When activated, a layer of turtle skin covers the body, greatly increasing defense. Subai was stunned by the effects of the chi blood potion. Not only had his attributes increased significantly, but he had also awakened a powerful new talent. And he wasn't the only one who had leveled up. Little Turtle had also evolved. Its grade had advanced to mid-stage ordinary. Although the Xuanwu bloodline had not yet fully awakened, the system noted that upon reaching the bronze grade, the bloodline would partially activate, greatly enhancing its stats. From average stats of 2, Little Turtle now had Constitution 32, Defense 38, Agility 10, Spirit. It had also awakened 2 talents. 1. Turtle Shell Defense. Completely retracts into its shell, increasing defense by 300%. In this state, it cannot move or attack. 2. Turtle Skin Defense. Consumes physical energy, increasing defense by 50% to 100%. Seeing the turtle's massive stat boost, Subai was left speechless. It gained 32 Constitution and 38 Defense. He recalled learning in class that even high-stage power-type beasts typically had attribute points around 30. Yet his turtle had already surpassed that, without even awakening its bloodline. Little Turtle looked quite proud of itself. Subai chuckled and picked it up. "All right, glutton, you've had enough. Let's get out of here." The scene shifted to the school, where Teacher Lee addressed the students. "The results for the Cultural Studies exam have been released. I'll be collecting your academy application intentions this afternoon." She continued with an announcement. "A special recruitment teacher from Wu University will be visiting our school to evaluate candidates for their awakened abilities. Just like last year, there are 2 guaranteed admission spots." While filling out their forms, Yanran turned to Subai. "Have you decided? Are you applying to Wen College or Wu University?" Subai smiled and replied, "Wu University. I must get in." Yanran was taken aback. "Didn't I ask you to apply to Wen College with me? Those who enter Wu University must go to the battlefield. Do you know how dangerous that is?" But Subai answered calmly, "Someone has to go. I've made my decision." He looked at her and added gently, "The reason I'm heading to the front lines is to protect someone important to me." He meant his family, but Yanran misunderstood, her cheeks flushing. Someone important? Could it be? Just then, a teacher approached. "Lin Yanran, which academy are you applying to?" Yanran didn't respond right away. Subai observed her silence and thought to himself, she probably hasn't awakened any special abilities, and she's never trained physically. She'll likely choose Wen College. After a pause, Yanran told the teacher, I haven't decided yet. I want to think about it a little longer. Teacher Lee reminded the class, this is a life-changing decision for each of you. Please take your results home, discuss with your families, and submit your forms by midnight. The class was then dismissed. Later that evening, Yanran returned home. While taking a bath, she called Subai. Blushing slightly, she said, Subai, I've decided. I'm also applying to Wu University. Subai, who was busy cleaning up his house, nearly dropped the phone in surprise. Wait, really? You're not joking? I'm serious, Yanran replied. And I want to give you a surprise. As they talked, Subai noticed Little Turtle sneaking more food from the table. Sorry, something urgent just came up. I'll call you back. He ended the call and shouted, You useless glutton! Stop eating so much! The next day, all the students gathered in the school stadium. Teacher Lee stepped onto the stage and warmly welcomed a guest. Please welcome Instructor Zhang, military martial arts instructor and our school principal. Instructor Zhang stood tall as he looked over the students. 1 year ago, 126 of you entered this school. Today, 65 remain. 2 years ago, 98 students enrolled. Only 32 are alive. 3 years ago, 86 entered. Now, just 11 survive. A tense silence fell. Fear crept into the students' eyes. I don't say this to scare you, Instructor Zhang continued, but you must understand, being here is not something to boast about. From here on, you will face endless trials, responsibility, and danger. You are the protectors of this country. Instructor Zhang looked across the sea of students and raised his voice firmly. Wuda is a place where the strong are cultivated. Do you wish to be counted among them? Yes! The students roared in unison. Instructor Zhang smiled. Very good. I look forward to seeing your performance in the entrance examination. As the crowd dispersed, the students began heading back to their classes. But just as Subai turned to leave, Teacher Lee called out, Subai, please wait. She approached with Instructor Zhang beside her. Subai paused, puzzled. Is something wrong? He asked. Instructor Zhang stepped forward. Are you Subai? Yes, that's me, Subai replied. A space has been reserved for you at Wuda Academy. You're to head there immediately and prepare for the entrance examination. Subai froze. A reserved spot? For a broke kid like him? Instructor Zhang smiled knowingly. There's a vehicle waiting for you at the school gate. News of Subai's reserved spot spread like wildfire. Many students were stunned. Some whispered accusations of favoritism, while others were jealous, wishing they were the one chosen. Soon after, Subai boarded the bus with a group of other students and arrived at the gates of Wuda Academy. The campus was majestic, ancient yet modern. A towering stone pillar stood in the center. That's the school's motto, the instructor guiding them explained. Subai gazed in awe. The students were then led to pick up their uniforms and were assigned to the dormitories. The instructor brought them to the male dorms and said, Get some rest and change into your uniforms. Someone will announce the examination schedule shortly. Subai was assigned room 303. As he approached, he heard a voice inside. In the early stages of martial arts training, resources are everything. He knocked and entered. Inside, he found 3 other boys. One of them, a red-haired student, was proudly displaying 3 bottles of glowing fluid. My father managed to acquire 3 drops of extremely rare monster blood from Yu Mountain. He even hired a master pharmacist to turn them into high-quality medicine. The other boys were amazed. Is this what rare monster blood looks like? I've bought something similar before, the second added, but never anything this potent. Subai stepped in and introduced himself. Hi, I'm Subai. I was also assigned to room 303. The red-haired boy nodded. So you're Subai. Looks like we're all here. He gestured to the others. I'm Han Jiagang. And these 2 are Tao Jiajun and Fan Chaowen. Nice to meet you all, Subai said politely. Han Jiagang waved it off. No need to be so formal. We're roommates now. He then turned back to the bottles with pride. These came from my father. He sent people all over the country to find this stuff. The mention of Yu Mountain and 3 drops made Subai's eyes narrow. Wait a second. Could that be the blood I sold to the exotic pet shop? He asked casually. That must have been expensive, right? Han Jiagang smirked. Not really. Just around 30,000 per drop, so less than 100,000 total. Practically spare change. Subai's smile twitched. That slimy pet shop owner sold it for 90,000? I gave it to him for 30,000. Blasted middleman. While they were chatting, a sudden commotion erupted outside. Students were shouting and rushing to the windows. Whoa! A goddess just walked into the dorm courtyard. I'm voting for her in this year's beauty contest. Those legs, she's divine. Even the dormitory warden was shocked. Miss, this is the men's dormitory. Who are you looking for? The girl smiled politely. I'm looking for Subai. Gasps filled the building. The warden turned back and bellowed into the dorms. If there's a Subai in here, get out here. A pretty girl's looking for you. Back in room 303, the three boys stared at Subai in disbelief. Did she just say you? Tao Jiajun asked. No way, Fan Chaowen murmured. Is she really here for you? As Subai walked downstairs, they all peeked out, stunned. It was Yanran. Subai, she said, beaming. That uniform really suits you. He stepped closer, adjusting his collar. Now you look even more handsome. Subai blushed, overwhelmed by her closeness. From the windows above, the boys shouted, Die, you bastard! Don't touch our goddess! Yanran giggled and asked, You're not mad about the reserved spot, are you? Subai shook his head. Number I was planning to take the test myself, but since you arranged it, he reached out and gently patted her head. Yanran blushed and laughed. I was afraid you'd be upset. But you're thanking me instead? She then handed him a bag. The entrance exam is the day after tomorrow. I prepared some pills for you. Subai was startled. You've helped me enough. You should save these for yourself. But Yanran didn't let him finish. She smiled, waved, and ran off. Back upstairs, the dormitory exploded with rage. Who is this guy? Did he just touch her head? He's fighting for her heart. When Subai returned to the room, the atmosphere had completely changed. Han Jiagong and the others stood respectfully. Brother Subai, they began massaging his shoulders, bombarding him with questions. Who was that girl? Subai blinked. Who? Don't act humble, Jiajun said while still massaging. The goddess who came looking for you. After hearing the noise from the dormitory window, Subai laughed and told his roommates, She's just my high school classmate. Hearing that, Han Jiagong grinned and stepped closer to him. Brother Su, since we're dorm mates now, could you maybe convince that goddess to bring some of her friends over sometime? Subai hesitated to answer. Seeing his hesitation, Han Jiagong quickly changed the topic. Since this is our first time hanging out, how about we treat you to a good dinner tonight and chat more? Before Subai could even respond, the group had already finalized their plan. They told him to get some rest and prepare for a fun night out, then excitedly left the room. Watching them go, Subai chuckled. These brothers really are something else. He then reached for his bag and took out Little Turtle. Come on out. Next, he checked the bag that Yanran had given him. Inside, he found a blood essence potion. The moment Little Turtle saw it, its eyes lit up with excitement. Amused by the reaction, Subai laughed like a mischievous villain. You know what happens after you eat this, right? Little Turtle shivered at Subai's expression, clearly intimidated. That evening, Subai went out with Han Jiagong, Tao Jiajun, and Fan Chaowen. They headed to a high-end hotel for dinner. Seeing the luxurious venue, Subai asked, Isn't this a bit over the top? Han Jiagong laughed. Just enjoy yourself, Brother Su. Leave the rest to your brothers. In the private dining room, Han Jiagong raised a toast. I, Han Jia, feel extremely lucky to have met such amazing people here at Wuda, especially Brother Su. A toast to our future together. Subai smiled. Since we're dormmates, there's no need to be so formal. Let's all relax. As they settled down, Subai leaned toward Han Jiagong. I mentioned earlier that I'm high school classmates with Lin Yanran. I might be able to get her to introduce some of her friends, but let's talk about that another time. Then, Subai placed a red vial on the table. Actually, I do need your help. I've got this rare monster blood, and I'd like you to help me handle it. Both Tao Jiajun and Fan Chaowen leaned in, stunned. Brother Su's monster blood looks even better than yours, Jiajun whispered. Han Jiagong inspected the potion carefully. This blood is better than anything I've ever seen. He immediately pulled out his phone. This is too rare. I'm calling my father right now to send someone over. Subai chuckled. No rush. Let's eat first. But Han Jiagong had already dialed. On the other end, his father picked up. Little Jin, what now? Have you already burned through your allowance? I sent you to Wuda to grow stronger, not waste time. No, Dad, this is serious, Han Jiagong said firmly. A classmate has 7 drops of high-quality monster blood, better than what we got last time. I couldn't dare set a price. There was a long pause. 7 drops? His father repeated in shock. Are you sure it's higher quality? Come see for yourself. I'll send you the address. An hour later, Han Jiagong's father arrived at the hotel, along with Master Chow, a renowned pharmacist. When Master Chow examined Subai's monster blood, his eyes lit up. This is the purest, most energy-dense monster blood I've ever seen. I could craft incredible things with this. Han Jiagong's father raised an eyebrow. Are you exaggerating? Not at all, Master Chow replied. Even with the best equipment, the value of this blood would only continue to rise. Han Jiagong stared wide-eyed. Damn! Brother Su, your monster blood is seriously OP. Master Chao stepped forward respectfully. Young man, how much do you want for this monster blood? Subai calmly replied. A friend told me it's not for sale. It can only be exchanged for blood essence of equal value. Han Jiagong's father nodded slowly. Subai, since you're a classmate of my son and I'm your senior, I couldn't possibly shortchange you. I'll take all 7 drops. In return, I'll give you 14 bottles of blood essence. How does that sound? Subai smiled and agreed. That's fair. Thank you. Pleased, Han Jiagong's father made another offer. Subai, how about joining the Han family? We'll provide all your cultivation resources for free. Subai respectfully declined. I appreciate the offer, but I'm not planning to join any family right now. Han Jiagong's father leaned forward, voice a little firmer. You should reconsider. This kind of opportunity doesn't come twice. Before the pressure could build, a loud voice came from outside the room. He said he didn't want to, so no one is allowed to force him. The door swung open. Yanran stepped in, her eyes blazing. Do you understand? She said, staring down Han Jiagong's father. Subai was shocked. Yanran? What are you doing here? I came to settle some personal matters, she said, softening slightly. I didn't expect to run into you. Han Jiagong's father frowned at her tone, clearly annoyed. Before he could speak, Master Chao quickly stepped between them. Wait, do you know who she is? He whispered something into Han Jiagong's father's ear. His eyes widened in shock. Realizing who she was, he quickly stood up and bowed slightly. Miss Lin, I'm terribly sorry. This is just a misunderstanding. Subai and my son are classmates and good friends. I would never pressure him. Yanran's expression softened. She turned to Subai. Are you heading back to school? Let's go together. Subai nodded. Yeah, I'm done here anyway. He turned and said goodbye to the others. As he and Yanran left the hotel together, Han Jiagong called after them. Wait up, I'm heading back too, but his father grabbed his arm. Not now. Listen closely. He looked seriously at his son. From this moment on, build a solid relationship with Subai. Our family's future may depend on him. Han Jiagong blinked. And that girl, Lin Yanran, keep your distance. A very safe, respectful distance. Don't provoke her under any circumstances. Han Jiagong was stunned by his father's words. Brother Su and that goddess Yanran are really that impressive? 2 days later, at the military training grounds of Marshall University, all freshmen were gathered on the main field. Instructor Zhang stood at the front, his voice booming over the crowd. Over the next few days, all of you will participate in special freshman training. The location for this training will be the battlefield of all races. A wave of panic rippled through the crowd. Students murmured anxiously. The battlefield of all races? Isn't that place way too dangerous? Forget failing. What if we die? Instructor Zhang raised his hand to calm them. Don't panic. The designated training zone has already been cleared by the academy. The instructors will ensure your safety. He continued. You will now be divided into groups of 50. Each group will be led by a bronze-level instructor who will also serve as your homeroom teacher and provide your training tasks. He concluded with a firm nod. I wish all of you a victorious return. As the students began organizing, Yanran came running up to Subai, her eyes bright with excitement. Subai, we've been assigned to the same class. Subai smiled. Did you arrange this on purpose? Before she could answer, a firm voice called out. Class 8, gather up. The woman walking toward them had fiery red hair. She introduced herself with a confident tone. I'm Liao Yuxin, your special training instructor. The boys in Class 8 were stunned, not by her reputation, but by her stunning appearance. She's gorgeous. We're so lucky, Instructor Liao continued, unfazed by the admiration. I'll be giving out all your training tasks. Your first task, write a will. The class went silent. You have 1 day to write it. Be at the teleport plaza by 8 a.m. tomorrow. We'll depart for the battlefield of all races then. Panic set in again. Wait, are we really risking our lives? I still want to carry on the family line. I need to write a will. I've got so much to leave to my parents. Yanran turned to Subai. So, do you have any plans for today? Subai shrugged. Not much to prepare. I'll head back to the dorm first. Yanran nodded, relaxed, but Han Jiagong and the others were clearly tense. The mention of the battlefield had left them rattled. Back at the dorm, Han Jiagong knocked on Subai's door. Brother Su, we're heading to the battlefield tomorrow. Tonight, I'm taking the boys out for a good time. Come with us. Subai shook his head. Thanks, but I've got things to take care of. You guys enjoy. Han Jiagong nodded in understanding. Just then, he noticed Little Turtle munching away in the corner. He patted its shell and laughed. Brother Su, your pet turtle is something else. This shell's solid. Subai smiled. His name's Little 8, but he's a bit of a glutton. Little Turtle growled quietly at the insult, clearly offended. Soon after, Han Jiagang and the others left the room. Subai looked at his pet, who had just cleared his plate and was already asking for more. You little glutton, all you care about is food. He sighed and poured out more blood essence. Fine, eat your fill tonight, but once we're on the battlefield, you'd better perform. Little Turtle immediately gulped it down, making Subai laugh. Slow down, no one's going to steal it from you. Suddenly, a system notification appeared before Subai's eyes. Congratulations, your tamed beast, Little Turtle, has leveled up to high-rank ordinary exotic beast. As a result, your level has increased as well. New talent acquired, Heavy Strike. Consumes stamina to increase attack power by 100% to 200%. The more stamina consumed, the stronger the attack. Subai opened the status window. Tamed beast, Little Turtle. Grade, high rank ordinary. Strength, 64. Defense, 78. Agility, 20. Mental strength, 20. Talents, Turtle Shell. Defense, Turtle Skin Defense, Heavy Strike. Then he checked his own stats. Subai, high rank ordinary. Strength, 28. Base, 15. Inherited, 13. Agility, 19. Mental strength, 34. Talents, Infinite Evolution. Turtle Skin Defense. Heavy Strike. This blood essence is seriously effective, Subai muttered. Nice job, Little 8. When we hit the battlefield, we'll go all out together. The next morning, all students gathered at the training field. Instructors reported to Chief Instructor Zhang. All trainees are ready and geared up. Instructor Zhang nodded. Open Teleport Formation 1. Prepare to teleport. A massive teleportation array lit up, glowing with energy. The students stared in awe. Only Marshall University could afford something this grand. This is insane. As the formation powered up, Yanran stood beside Subai. Be careful once we're there, all right? Subai nodded. Don't worry. We'll complete the mission safely. They exchanged a smile and stepped forward together, toward the battlefield of 10,000 races. Instructor Yu raised her voice and said firmly, Everyone, relax your bodies and prepare for teleportation. One by one, the students entered the teleportation formation. Within seconds, they arrived at the military base within the battlefield of all races. All of them stood in stunned silence. We really got here in just a few seconds, and this place looks epic, someone whispered. Instructor Yu snapped into a salute and addressed the man waiting for them. Apologies, Lieutenant Hunter. These kids are just rookies. They haven't seen much. The man standing tall in front of them introduced himself in a deep, commanding voice. I am the Deputy Lieutenant of Military Base F-269. You may address me as Deputy Lieutenant, or simply Sir. His sharp eyes scanned the group. I don't care if you're a student or an instructor. On my turf, you follow my orders. Understood? Understood, sir? The students shouted in unison. Watching him, Han Jiagang whispered, So what if he's just a deputy lieutenant? What's the big deal? Subai leaned over and pointed at the scar on the officer's face. That scar says it all. He's a battle-hardened soldier. The deputy lieutenant nodded. You're in luck today. My team just returned from a mission. Your first task will be to clean the battlefield. Gasps and nervous chatter spread through the group. During the process, you'll encounter phantom cats, leftover beasts that survived the battle. Eliminate them. It'll be your first taste of real combat. His tone grew serious. For every phantom cat you kill, you earn military merit points. Those can be exchanged at the logistics department for blood vitality powder and body tempering elixirs. Upon hearing that, Tao Jiajun lit up. Fortune really does come with risk, Han Jiegang added. No wonder people risk their lives to come here. This is where true warriors are forged. Seeing their excitement, the deputy lieutenant chuckled. You brats seem eager. Good. Follow me. Move out. The students cheered and followed. As they marched, Subai thought to himself, if I gather enough merit points, I can exchange them for elixirs. That'd be great for Little 8. He deserves a feast. The deputy lieutenant led them past a row of tents, stopping near a group of wounded soldiers lying on stretchers. These soldiers just returned from the front lines. Take a good look. Jiajun stepped closer. Are all these injuries from fighting phantom cats? Han Jiagang frowned. That can't be. Phantom cats are supposed to be weak beasts. How could they cause this much damage? Looking at the bloodied soldiers, several students started panicking. Even the weakest monsters are this dangerous? How am I supposed to survive this? Enough chatter, Instructor Yu barked. Do you think this is a playground? You signed up for Wuda. This is what it means to be a martial warrior. Be ready to face death. Nearby, Yanran trembled. She leaned in close to Subai. Subai, stay near me on the battlefield. I don't want anything to happen to you. Subai nodded solemnly. I will. And you be careful too. As they arrived at the main gate, a soldier saluted the deputy lieutenant. Sir, we are currently guarding the northern gate. Today alone, we've eliminated 35 ferocious beasts that attacked the base. The lieutenant nodded approvingly. Good work. Open the main gate. Let these rookies see what the Myriad Clan's battlefield truly looks like. With his order, the massive gates groaned open. Instructor Yu turned to her students. With Deputy Commander Hunter personally leading the team, this is a rare opportunity. Make sure you perform well. Understood, Instructor, the students shouted. Watching their enthusiasm, the lieutenant gave a slight smile. Brats, you've all submitted your wills at the depot, haven't you? Because from this moment on, you're walking side by side with death. The gates fully opened. On the other side, the students saw soldiers battling ferocious beasts. The scene was intense, bloody, brutal, and chaotic. Han Jiagong's eyes widened. This is what a battlefield looks like? It's so gruesome. The fighting soldiers were from the lieutenant's unit. One of them glanced back and spotted the officer. He immediately ran over and saluted. Captain, why did you personally come here? Enough questions. Get a team together to help guard this batch of recruits. The soldier turned and left to gather his squad. Instructor Yu gathered the students and explained. We'll be heading to Area F-260, a forest zone where most monsters have already been cleared out. Your mission, retrieve monster cores from the remaining Yuming cats. The deputy lieutenant stepped forward. Rookies, are you ready? We're ready, sir, the students shouted in sync. Meanwhile, the soldier returned with a strike team. The squad leader approached Instructor Yu and said casually, Relax, Instructor. This mission's no big deal. Clearing a battlefield isn't exactly dangerous. He smirked and added, Sending these rookies to the front lines would be a waste. They'd all be dead in an hour. He then turned to Captain Fu and asked, Why are you personally leading them anyway? Captain Fu replied coldly, You talk too much. Don't ask useless questions. The strike team leader fell silent immediately. Instructor Yu bowed slightly. Captain Fu, thank you for your support. Captain Fu nodded. It's nothing. These students are future warriors. It's our duty to protect them. Meanwhile, in Didu, the capital and highest military command post in Long, a soldier burst into the war room. Senior officer, urgent report from the battlefield of all races. Speak. A large horde of monsters has broken through our defenses. 12 golden-ranked beasts from the Yuming cat tribe are leading the charge, targeting military camps D-128 through D-140. The senior officer's face darkened. Ascertain their direction. Immediately alert all southern camps. Tell them to prepare for battle. He paused, then added with conviction, and send an urgent message to Base F-269. The Wuda freshmen have just entered the battlefield. They are the future of Long. Protect them at all costs. Meanwhile, at Area F-269, all the students arrived at the designated section of the battlefield for their cleanup assignment. Instructor Yu stood before them and spoke firmly. When clearing out a battlefield, time is of the essence. Every extra minute you stay increases your danger. Move efficiently. The students immediately sprang into action. Subai and Yanran worked together. While collecting materials, Yanran explained, The hides, blood, flesh, claws, and teeth of the Yuming cats can be used to make powerful weapons and medicines. Subai nodded in realization. No wonder so many people are willing to risk their lives here. Rare materials are everywhere. Little 8 will be eating well again. He opened his inventory and checked his core collection. Just a few more and I can exchange them for blood spirit essence. If I get enough, Little Turtle will definitely level up. But just as he was going through his inventory, a system warning notification popped up. High-level threat detected. 164 hostile Yuming cats rapidly approaching. Distance, 3 kilometers. Direction, southwest forest. Danger rating, 5 stars. Life threat level, 4 stars. Suggestion, remain on guard and alert your unit. Subai's eyes widened. The system's only warned me once before, back when it sensed that beginner martial artist. But this is a 5-star threat. Seeing his pale expression, Yanran grew concerned. What's wrong, Subai? Without answering, Subai sprinted toward Instructor Yu, who was stationed in a tree surveying the area. He called out, Instructor Yu, there's a problem. A large horde of monsters is heading toward us from the southwest. Instructor Yu glanced in that direction but saw nothing. Frowning, she leapt down and scolded him. Subai, this is a battlefield, not a playground. Do you know the consequences of causing mass panic? I'm serious, Subai insisted. There are more than 100 human cats coming straight for us. Hearing the commotion, Captain Fu approached, expression stern. Subai, you're claiming you can sense monsters? I assure you, there's nothing within 2 kilometers. Subai pleaded. Please listen, they're 3 kilometers away and closing fast. Captain Fu raised an eyebrow. Are you suggesting your senses are sharper than mine? Instructor Yu crossed her arms. Captain, perhaps he's just anxious. It's his first time on a real battlefield. I'm not overreacting. Subai stepped forward. Please believe me, I can tame monsters, which gives me an enhanced danger sense. Instructor Yu blinked in surprise. You can tame monsters? Why wasn't this reported to the school? Subai replied, I was guaranteed a place at Wuda, so no one recorded my ability. Gasps spread through the group. A student muttered, if Subai can really tame monsters, then where's his tamed beast? Before anyone could respond, a deafening roar came from the southwest. A group of panicked students rushed in shouting, the human cats are coming! We just saw them! Hundreds of them! Instructor Yu turned sharply. Are you sure? Yes. They're coming in fast. Captain Fu's expression turned grim. Everyone, form defensive positions. Messenger, contact base for reinforcements. Immediately. But the messenger returned quickly with bad news. Captain, all surrounding camps are under attack as well. They can't send help. Instructor Yu's face turned pale. Over 100 human cats and no backup? These are just students. They can't fight that. Captain Fu drew his weapon. Subai was right. I can sense them now too. They're coming fast. He turned to the strike team leader. Send 4 soldiers to guard the students. Protect them with your lives. The strike team leader saluted and moved quickly to follow orders. Subai stepped forward. Captain, I can fight. You don't need to assign anyone to protect me. Suddenly, the first human cat burst from the forest, its hulking form far more tiger than cat, brimming with killing intent. Bronze stage, someone shouted. The beasts pounced. Captain Fu and his soldiers immediately began firing shots and launching attacks. The battlefield exploded into chaos. Hold the line, Captain Fu shouted. Retaliate. Protect the students at all costs. But the soldiers were clearly struggling. These monsters were far stronger than expected. The human cats didn't even look like cats. They looked like armored tiger demons. Still, Captain Fu and Instructor Yu managed to slay a few, holding the front with grim determination. Everyone, maintain formation, Captain Fu roared. If we can hold off their initial assault, we can survive this. But some of the beasts broke through the line and charged toward the students. The strike team leader raised his voice. Watch out! Students raised their shields, bracing themselves. Then someone shouted, by the honor burning in my chest, my country will never fall. Their war cries echoed as the first clash between rookies and monsters erupted in fire and blood. As the students chanted in unison, by the honor burning in my chest, my country will never fall. An astonishing transformation took place. Their bodysuits began to glow with radiant light, and a faint magical formation formed beneath their feet, resonating with the chant's energy. But just as the human cats charged toward them, 2 figures emerged from the back lines and moved swiftly to the front. With synchronized precision, they launched a counterattack. First was Zhang Mani, an early bronze stage hunter wielding a gleaming longbow. She spoke confidently to her partner. Just keep them restrained. I'll shoot them down. Her partner, Luo Yong, also an early bronze stage hunter, swung his longsword with deadly precision. He smirked and replied, it's just a bunch of oversized cats. Nothing to be afraid of. I've got this. Instructor Yu's eyes widened in recognition. That's Zhang Mani, the ghostly archer, and Luo Yong, the one with divine strength. This batch of students is truly something. Watching them fight, Subai was amazed, not only by their strength, but by how cool and commanding they looked. They were clearly equipped with high-quality weapons, while all he had was his little turtle. The rest of the students were just as captivated. Jia Jun, eyes sparkling, exclaimed, that blockhead's crazy strong. He might even be more impressive than Brother Su. As all attention focused on the 2 elite students, no one noticed a soldier at the far side of the clearing struggling to fend off a monster alone. Suddenly, a deafening roar echoed from the forest, shaking the ground. Everyone instinctively covered their ears as the monstrous sound reverberated across the field. As the echo faded, a new figure emerged from the woods. The surrounding human cats immediately dropped to their knees. What stepped out was the king of the human cats, a monstrous beast at the middle silver stage. Its stats were projected on Subai's interfaced Constitution, 45, Agility, 88, Spirit, 43. Captain Fu's face turned grim. A silver stage cat king. Why would one appear here? He turned to the messenger beside him. Contact the base. Request reinforcements immediately. But before any action could be taken, Manny and Luo Yong charged straight toward the beast. Wait! Instructor Yu shouted in panic. Manny, Luo Yong, come back now. That's not some toy. It's a silver stage monster. But it was already too late. The Cat King moved. In a blur of motion, it swung its claw with immense force. In a single strike, both Manny and Luo Yong were sent flying, crashing into the ground, weapons disarmed. Instructor Yu rushed toward them. Fall back, get out of there. But Captain Fu held her back. It's no use. They're already down. He turned toward his men. Cover fire, now. The soldiers immediately opened fire to protect their fallen comrades, but it was no use. The king of the Yuming cats turned its furious gaze toward them, then leapt forward, claws glowing with brutal energy, ready to tear through the front lines. The king of the Yuming cats jumped again to strike Manny and Luo Yong, who were injured and unable to defend themselves. However, before it could even touch them, something shining green came with high speed and hit the king of the Yuming cats on the face, sending it flying. Everyone was confused about what had just happened. That green shining thing was Subai's little turtle. Everyone was shocked to see a flying turtle and asked, "What is that?" Instructor Yu told the others, "It's a turtle that hit the king of the Yuming cats." When Han Jiagang saw the little turtle, he immediately recognized that it was Subai's. Subai then came forward to defend Manny and Luo Yong, saying, "As expected, this entrance is still a bit awkward." He introduced himself as Beast-Tamer Subai, and the little turtle as his beast. He told Manny and Luo Yong to handle the smaller cats while he dealt with the Cat King. When the other students saw Subai and his turtle, they were all very shocked. They wondered if the turtle was that impressive, and if the Cat King was really knocked away by it. Yanren was very happy to find that this turtle was actually Subai's beast. When the king of the Yuming cats stood up again, Subai asked his little turtle to show this wild cat what you can do. On his command, the little turtle charged at the king of the Yuming cats with lightning speed. Manny was shocked to see the little turtle's speed, asking, "How is Subai's turtle running so fast? Is that still a turtle?" Captain Fu, who was shooting the Yuming cats, was surprised when he saw the little turtle fighting their king. He didn't expect that Subai actually had such power. Instructor Yu, who was fighting beside the captain, told him that she didn't expect it either, saying, "Subai's beast taming is indeed a little different." Instructor Fu turned to the students and commanded, "Since Subai has already distracted the Cat King, attack and clear out these nether cats." On her command, all the students immediately started killing the Yuming cats like ants. Meanwhile, the king of the Yuming cats was very angry while fighting the little turtle and used demonic flames to strike the turtle with its claws. Its attack landed perfectly on the little turtle's shell. However, instead of the turtle being injured, the king of the Yuming cats lost all its claws. The little turtle had used its shell defense and retracted into its shell, which increased its defense by 300%. Captain Fu was shocked to see a normal-grade creature withstand the Silver Cat King's crushing claws. He was surprised by the little turtle's insane defense. Captain Fu knew that now wasn't the time to be shocked. He immediately went towards the king of the Yuming cats and asked his soldiers to cover him, saying, "While the Cat King is occupied, I'm going to finish it." While the king of the Yuming cats was busy fighting the little turtle, Captain Fu sneaked up from behind and jumped on it, aiming at its abdomen, knowing that it was its weak spot. With full power, Captain Fu hit the king of the Yuming cats with his fire sword, telling it to prepare to die. The king of the Yuming cats screamed in pain. It used its tail and struck Captain Fu, sending him flying. Captain Fu missed the attack on its abdomen. When he fell to the ground, he immediately charged at the king of the Yuming cats, shouting, "Once more! Beast, it's either you die or I live." Seeing Captain Fu charging at the king of the Yuming cats, Subai told the little turtle to use its ultimate move. Hearing that, the little turtle's body started shining and it began to spin. Jia Jun and Fan Chao were confused. What is this ultimate move? Why is the turtle spinning in place? Leaving them confused, Subai ran towards the spinning little turtle. He had read in a book that the Cat King's weak spot is its abdomen. He kicked the little turtle like a football, aiming at the Cat King's abdomen. The little turtle shot towards the Cat King like a bullet at high speed. Before the Cat King could injure Captain Fu, the turtle hit its abdomen with a solid impact, sending the Cat King flying far away. After hitting the Cat King, the little turtle landed like a superhero. Captain Fu was shocked that Subai had actually hit the weak spot. He moved farther away to see if the Cat King had survived. On the other hand, the Cat King was bleeding heavily but somehow managed to stand up again. It roared very loudly, looking at the sky, and then fell. Finally, the Cat King was dead. Seeing the Cat King dead, everyone jumped in happiness. The Cat King has been defeated. Captain Fu, who was very injured, asked in disbelief, "Did we really win?" Yanran came running and hugged Subai tightly, saying, "Subai, you're amazing. You defeated the Golden Level Cat King." Subai was surprised by the sudden hug from Yanran. Everyone gathered around Subai, praising him and saying he was incredible. Jiajun asked Subai where he got the turtle, saying he wanted one too. While they were busy talking, the little turtle took this opportunity to start searching the Cat King's body for something to eat. To its luck, it found a yellow beast core. It got very excited seeing the yellow stone and was about to eat it, but Subai noticed just in time. He shouted, "Little turtle, what are you sneaking off to eat now?" But before he could get there, the little turtle ate the yellow beast core. Subai was angry, but suddenly a black shadow appeared in the sky. Seeing it, everyone became confused, asking, "What's that in the sky?" Captain Fu immediately recognized it and told the others, "This is dangerous." The Cat King's final howl was summoning its kind. Instructor Yu asked him, could an even more dangerous beast be approaching? Meanwhile, at the base operations center, a soldier reported to the commander. According to frontline energy wave analysis, F269 base is detecting a large number of unknown level beasts. It has become very dangerous. This was the same base where Subai was. Suddenly the commander got news that Hulin's daughter, Yanran, was among the group of trainee students at base F269. The one who told him this news was Wen Yuan. He asked the commander to provide immediate support. The commander immediately agreed, saying he would dispatch a scout company to escort Mr. Wen to the battlefield. Mr. Wen told the commander that he didn't need it, as he couldn't wait, and headed there himself. Before leaving, he turned to the commander and told him, "Within 20 minutes, I hope reinforcements reach the battlefield." Hearing the 20-minute countdown, the commander told him that he was giving the order now. The commander was very nervous, thinking about this terrible situation, because he knew that if Hu Lin went mad, the entire city of Jiangzhou wouldn't be able to handle it. He immediately sent the orders. Back at base F269, after the black shadows covered the sky, a pair of red eyes suddenly appeared within them. The eyes were looking at the group very angrily, and a loud voice called out, "Foolish humans! Lowly species!" Hearing the voice, Instructor Yu was shocked and asked Captain Fu, "How is this possible? It can actually speak human language." Captain Fu was shocked himself. He said, "This is impossible. A beast that understands human language must be at least golden level and shouldn't appear here." He immediately ordered everyone to quickly form a defensive formation, place the injured in the center. Suddenly, the black shadow fell to the ground beside the Cat King's dead body. From the shadows a very angry voice said, "Lowly species, how dare you slaughter my kind?" The shadow monster then started eating the Cat King's body. The students were shocked and disgusted seeing the monster eating the Cat King. When Captain Fu saw the monster, he said, "This is absolutely impossible. How could something like that appear in this area?" Suddenly, Subai got a warning notification from the system. The system warned Subai of extreme danger as a golden level beast was detected nearby. It told him, "Please leave immediately. The lethal threat is 5 stars, an extreme danger state." Subai was shocked to find that it was actually a golden level beast. The monster that came out of the shadow was the Shadow Cat King, and it was even a mutated monster. It was a golden level creature with the following stats: Constitution 272, Agility 345, Mentality 275. After sustaining severe injuries, the Shadow Cat King entered a bloodthirsty berserk state, increasing its agility and attack by 100% with a 50% reduction in defense. Luo Yang was shocked to find that it was a golden level beast and said, "Even our teacher probably hasn't faced one." Manny was terrified and fell to the ground, crying, "I want to go home. I don't want to die." Seeing that reinforcements hadn't arrived, Captain Fu charged at the Shadow Cat King, ordering everyone to escort the wounded and retreat. "I will cover you." He jumped to attack, shouting, "Beast, I'll fight you to the death." However, with just one swing of its hand, the Shadow Cat King sent Captain Fu flying. It then raised its claws to finish off the captain. Seeing this, Subai threw his little turtle, ordering it to protect Captain Fu. When the Shadow Cat King struck at the captain, the little turtle jumped in between and blocked the attack with its shell defense. The Shadow Cat King was shocked by the turtle's exceptionally tough shell, but suddenly, deep scratches appeared on the shell, and it started bleeding. Captain Fu was shocked and asked the little turtle if it was okay. Seeing the little turtle injured, Subai tried to go to it, but before he could move, he also got injured and started bleeding from his mouth. He felt the same pain as the little turtle. Yanran, standing beside him, was very shocked to see him and asked if he was injured. Instructor Yu, who was helping the captain at the moment, was shocked to see Subai get hurt. She could not understand how he got injured, as she didn't see the Shadow Cat King attack him. Seeing Subai, Captain Fu wondered if it was the beast tamer's same origin effect. Hearing that, Instructor Yu said, "That's impossible. I'll go check it out." Suddenly, a system notification appeared for Subai. Because the tamed beast has fallen into a seriously injured state, it has triggered the tamer's talent, the same origin. The host and the tamed beast now share energy and damage. Instructor Yu came and checked on Subai but didn't find any external injuries on him. Shocked, she wondered, could it be that Subai really understood the origin of the legendary beast-taming skill? In pain, Subai fell, but Yanran caught him, preventing him from hitting the ground. She was very worried. Seeing his condition, Subai saw the notification and understood what had happened to him. He told her that he was okay. Instructor Yu pointed her sword at the Shadow Cat King and said, "Subai is sharing the attack of the gold-level Shadow Cat King with his tamed beast. Let's go support him." "Yes, we can't let him fight alone," all the students and soldiers shouted together. Seeing everyone charging together, the Shadow Cat King smiled. Its eyes burned with anger, and it called them a bunch of ants. When all the students charged at the Shadow Cat King with Instructor Yu and Captain Fu, the monster took on its shadow form to fight. It also sent one of its shadow minions towards Subai. Instructor Yu noticed it and told Subai to be careful. When Yanran saw the shadow minion coming, she tried to protect Subai by taking the hit. But suddenly, there was a huge explosion, covering the ground with flames. Subai and Yanran were completely fine, as the shadow minion didn't reach them and died in the explosion. Yanran was shocked, asking, "What just happened?" Seeing that, Subai smiled because the core crystal of the Silver Yuming Cat King had finally been absorbed. A system notification appeared. The little turtle is upgraded to the bronze level. Black Turtle. The Black Tortoise bloodline is activated, and the Black Tortoise illusion can be maintained for a short period of time. A new talent, Turtle Gravity, has been unlocked. As the little turtle's bloodline was activated to 10%, all of its attributes improved and its talents were enhanced. Now, the little turtle's stats were Physical Strength, 218, Defense, 362, Agility, 55, Spirit, 60. Its talents were Black Turtle Barrier, gathers the power of the turtle to form a defensive barrier, increasing defense by 300%. Turtle Spirit Possession, consumes physical energy to cover the whole body with turtle energy, enhancing attack power by 100% and defense power by 200%. Turtle Gravity, launches a skill at a designated target, pulling it with gravity. After awakening the Black Tortoise bloodline, Subai's little turtle awakened its spirit form. A huge beast in the form of a spirit came out of the little turtle's body like a projection. Everyone was shocked to see the little turtle's spirit form. Instructor Yu asked if Subai's beast had evolved. Seeing the golden light coming out of the little turtle's body, Captain Fu wondered, could he be an epic beast tamer? On the other hand, after the little turtle's awakening, Subai also stood up. Yanran asked him if his injury had healed as well. Subai told her that he was fine. He then immediately pointed at the Shadow Cat King and ordered the little turtle, "Kill that beast for me." On his command, the little turtle's spirit swung its hand and hit the Shadow Cat King, sending it flying with just one attack. Everyone was amazed to see the little turtle's power. Captain Fu was shocked and said, "Subai's tamed beast is only at the initial bronze level, but it has such a terrifying pressure. The bloodline level must be quite high." Luo Yang could not believe his eyes that Subai, a bronze-level beast tamer, had knocked away the Shadow Cat King. After getting hit by the little turtle's spirit, the Shadow Cat King went flying but somehow managed to stop itself. Now it was very angry and roared loudly, releasing its shadow minions at the students and shouting, "I want you to die." Seeing the Shadow Cat King go berserk, Captain Fu asked everyone to watch out and retreat. He told them to split up and run away. The Shadow Cat King created tens of shadow minions, telling the humans, "Don't even think about running away." All the shadow minions charged. They avoided the little turtle and attacked the students and soldiers. Seeing that, Subai asked the little turtle to stop them. The little turtle immediately used its turtle gravity skill on the whole area. A golden light covered everything. Before the shadow minions could even attack the students, they froze in midair. Then, the little turtle pulled all of the shadow minions toward itself. It opened its huge mouth, sucked all of them in, and then closed its mouth, killing all the shadow minions in one go. Subai told the little turtle, "Don't show mercy. explode. On his command, the little turtle opened its huge mouth and started collecting a huge amount of energy. It then shot a golden energy beam in the direction of the Shadow Cat King. In front of the little turtle's powerful energy beam, the Shadow Cat King didn't last a second and was vaporized. A few minutes later, Mr. Wen also arrived. Looking at the battlefield, he was shocked that the fight was already over. There was a huge crack on the ground. Seeing that, Mr. Wen wondered, what on earth did they go through on such a tragic battlefield? Meanwhile, after the fight, Captain Fu was commanding everyone to clean up the battlefield quickly. Mr. Wen immediately went to Yanran, who was collecting monster cores with Instructor Yu. Seeing that Yanran was all right, Mr. Wen took a sigh of relief, saying, "Miss, I'm so glad you're okay." Yanran was a little surprised to see him there. Instructor Yu was confused to see Mr. Wen and asked Yanran why he was here. Captain Fu immediately saluted Mr. Wen and introduced himself as Fu Lin, the Deputy Battalion Commander of the F-269 military base. As Mr. Wen was a higher-ranking officer than Captain Fu, the captain reported to him. "In this battle," Captain Fu explained, "a squad of my troops cooperated with the instructors and students of Wuhan University and encountered a large group of nethercats. Over 800 nethercats were killed, including several bronze level ones, 1 silver level 1, and 1 gold level 1. The casualties are currently being counted, and initial treatment is being provided to the seriously injured." Mr. Wen was surprised to hear that a gold-level monster had appeared. Looking at the crack on the ground, he said, "Captain Fu, you actually killed this gold-level monster? It's unbelievable." Pointing at Subai, Captain Fu reported to Mr. Wen it was Subai and his tamed beast who killed it. Hearing that, Mr. Wen turned to Subai, asking him if he had killed the Shadow Cat King. Subai acted modestly and told Mr. Wen, "It was the Deputy Battalion Commander, the instructors, and I who worked together to kill it. It wasn't just my work." Hearing Subai's reply, Mr. Wen was impressed. He patted Subai's shoulder and asked, "Subai, after graduating from Wuhan University, are you interested in studying in Jiangzhou Fortress? Although the beast-tamer profession has fallen, I will personally guide you." Hearing that, Subai became happy and thanked Mr. Wen for his kindness, saying, "I haven't thought about it yet." While they were talking, Captain Fu came and reported to Mr. Wen that the battlefield had been cleared. He asked Mr. Wen to please give instructions. Mr. Wen instructed everyone to return to base. When they all returned to the base in front of the teleportation formation, Captain Fu asked the instructors to count the number of people. "All candidates are to enter the portal in order," he announced. He told the students to go back and practice hard, saying they were the strongest class he had ever met. All the students thanked the deputy captain before leaving. While the students were leaving, Captain Fu told Instructor Yu, "These children are very special, especially the one named Subai, who has a bright future." Instructor Yu agreed with him, saying, "As a freshman, he can achieve such strength. I dare not imagine what his future strength will be." Captain Fu smiled and said, "Instructor Yu, we'll meet again later. This time, I owe Subai a life." Instructor Yu told Captain Fu that he was being too polite before leaving. One by one, everyone entered the teleportation formation and returned to Wuhan University. Subai and Yanran were together, and he was very happy to finally be back. Jinjun was very excited and shouted, "This trip was really thrilling." When they returned to the university, they saw students standing right in front of them, holding banners to welcome the hero's victory. All the teachers and students of Jiangzhou Wuhan University had gathered to welcome the hero's victorious return. A teacher gave a flower bouquet to Luo Yong saying, "Welcome home, hero." Luo Yong was surprised and told the teachers that the real hero was Subai. "We are nothing," he said, "just cannon fodder." Other injured students came after Luo Yong and agreed with him, telling the teachers, "It's good enough that we can come back alive. If there weren't so many missing classmates around us, we would have suspected that today's experience was just a dream." Instructor Zhang came and patted Subai's back, saying, "I already know about your situation on the battlefield. You are all heroes of Jiangzhou Wuda. Your test scores this time will be the highest ever." Hearing about the assessment results, Subai got very happy and said that now he just wanted to go back to the dormitory, take a shower, and have a good sleep. All the students laughed and said that they all wanted to take a rest. In Subai's room, Jinjin asked the others if they felt that the bed was extra soft tonight. Fan Chao laughed and told him that he had been trapped by the bed. He then turned to Han Jin and asked him, "Since we accomplished a great feat this time, we should be credited with this military achievement, right?" Han Jin laughed and asked him, "How many resources can you exchange for your limited military capabilities?" He added, Our brother Su killed the gold-level monster, so he can exchange it for a bunch of cultivation resources. Suddenly, Hanjin remembered something, stood up and asked Subai, "What kind of turtle is yours? I will buy one to raise at home. If nothing else, I'd feel at ease with it guarding the house." While they were talking, the little turtle was lost in its dream of a female turtle harem.